Have you ever read the Bible? Or you mean that big black book that looks like a brick? Yes, that's the book I mean. But all of them don't come looking like that. You can find a Bible in a modern translation that speaks basically the language of today, and you can pick it up and read it. I have a book here called The Basic Things You Need to Know about reading and studying the Bible. You see, the Bible was written over a period of 1500 years by 40 different authors. It includes history right from the beginning, and it has poetry, it has situations dealing with kings and judges, and it has prophets speaking into the future and into people's current lives. It has psalms that are wonderful to read. And then it ends up with a story about Jesus in the four Gospels, the story of the early church in the Acts of the Apostles, and then lots of letters have been written to the early church so we can learn much about what it means to be a Christian. This book, the Bible, has tremendous power. I've spent my life distributing Bibles in many, many languages and seeing the impact when it gets into the hands of people that never read it. I remember in 1990 we did a distribution program in all the schools in Leningrad, which is now St. Petersburg in Russia. And I remember the vice principal taking me aside and saying, I have never seen the change in behavior we have seen in our students. I wish you could be in every school in Russia. And so do I. We did a similar program in the schools of Sweden. 2 million copies went out to very paganistic, very socialistic, very negative young people, and we didn't know how it would go. But one girl came to me and said, I have been an atheist all of my life. Well, she wasn't that old, but she had been an atheist all of her life. But she said, I read this book. It was a New Testament in her language. And she said, I met the man in the book, and he changed my life. That's the power that is in God's Word. And so when you start to study it, you find out, for example, it's a mirror. You find yourself in the book, and your behavior is mirrored in the book. You find with it being a shield, because the enemy doesn't like that we read the Bible, so he attacks us on every way. But it's a shield for all his darts that comes upon us. It's a map. It helps us go the right way. And I remember in the old days when we didn't have all these funky things on our cell phones and could look up maps here and there, I had a paper map and I put it on the steering wheel and I was driving to find a place. And when I turned right, as it said on the map, there was nothing. Why? I had held the map upside down. So it's not just enough to read the map. You have to follow the map and obey where it's taking you. That's what God's Word does to you. It is powerful. It can penetrate your life and change everything in it. So you need to study it all to see what it has for you. I remember a lady in Russia, when the Iron Curtain came down, she got hold of a Bible. And she wrote me a letter and she said, I had heard about the Bible all my life. My grandmother used to talk about it, but I never got hold of one. Now I have a copy, and I read it over and over and over again, and I cannot see the end that I will get out of it. When you start reading the Bible, you will never see the end you will get out of it, because God will speak through its pages directly to your heart.